Good morning. It's Amy O. I thought I'd make this video quick before my day gets ahead of me. This is week 2 of my weight loss vlog, and I'm calling it Putting It Out There, or the stories we tell ourselves. So I thought I'd put it myself in a nice setting, this beautiful pond here by my work, nice and quiet. My work's way over there up the hill. Nobody can really see me. So yeah, so when I started this vlog, I started it because this isn't my first go around with vlogs. I started one when I was a romance writer. Not that I'm not a romance writer, but when I first became a romance writer, I started one when I was trying to be a life coach, where I do a couple videos and then stop. And I guess in a way, I was kind of telling myself that's what I was going to do with this. You know, like, who cares? Nobody's going to pay attention. And so, I think when I was all gung-ho about doing this last week, that was my thought. You know what? I'm not going to keep it in the long run. And nobody's going to be the wiser on how I do. And so, after getting on the scale for week 2, I've decided, no, absolutely, I'm putting it out there. I'm putting myself out there, and calling myself out. So week 2 hit. This morning I weighed myself, and I am up a pound. I'm 32. I wish I was 32. In pounds and in age. I am 237.4 pounds. So here is the scale just to verify. Okay, so there was the scale. Now you know. What I didn't do last week that I wanted to do was also to put up pictures, so I also just put those up as well. That's part of the putting it out there. It's one thing to say I'm a certain weight, it's another thing to see those photos. And so let's go back to last week. I really was all gung-ho. Monday, I knocked it out of the park. I got my water goals. I got home from work. I did 30 minutes on the treadmill. I was feeling amazing. Off to a great start. I put together a Excel spreadsheet to keep track of my goals, my measurements, everything. I felt like a rock star. And then Tuesday came, and for whatever reason, I think I worked late. I couldn't get to exercise. I forget Wednesday's reason for not exercising. Thursday, I know we were urgent care with my guy. He had gotten hurt the week before at work, so he needed to go and get stitches out of his forehead. By the time we got that done, went out to dinner, and got home, it was too late to exercise. Friday, I got home, we have a seasonal campsite, so we went there. Saturday, I did nothing. Yesterday, I did nothing. I was fighting a sinus headache and trying to help my son finish his last week, summer school coming up. So, it was one excuse after another. And this is where the stories we tell ourselves comes in, because we tell ourselves these reasons why we can't put ourselves first, and why we can't work out, and why we can't eat healthy, and why we can't, it's too much time to try to make healthy foods when my family doesn't like healthy foods. I don't like the taste of just plain water. I don't have enough time to work out. We all have excuses. We all make reasons why we can't do the things we want to do. Whether it's our weight, whether it's relationships, whether it's our careers. And so I'm putting my truth out there and telling you the stories I tell myself to make myself accountable and hopefully stop doing this. One of the stories I tell myself, I have this little Fitbit, and since I've had it in February, I set my daily step goal at 10,000 feet because that's the recommended amount. I actually read an article that said the recommended amount is bigger than that the 10,000 feet was from like 1960 something, but I tell myself 10,000 feet is good. However, I've not been hitting that goal, rarely. So I tell myself, you know what, let's be more realistic. Let's set the goal at 8,000 feet. So I look at my little Fitbit at the end of the day, and it's showing the color, and it's showing me I'm close to my goal, and I'm all excited. And then I realize it's a story I tell myself. Because the truth is, all I've done is lowered my goal from 10,000 to 8,000. Because the truth is, when I look back at my steps this week, and my steps last week, and the steps in the weeks before that, I've not pushed myself any harder. I'm doing the same amount, but I'm making myself feel good by lying to myself and saying 8,000 is acceptable. And it's not. Another way I lie to myself. I went through a battle with depression 2 years ago. And long story short, I got involved with a con man. Because of him, I nearly lost my home. I had to file bankruptcy. It was foreclosed on. I had to file bankruptcy. My son, who was 13, 14 at the time, decided to go live with his dad, even though I knew the grass wasn't greener. So they all left, and I was left home by myself. And though I did begin a relationship with the amazing man I'm with now, almost 2 years later, I was home by myself a lot during the week. And instead of doing what I really wanted, which is to be active and do things, I'd sit at home and I'd eat a gallon of ice cream for dinner. And within that year of things happening like that, I gained 50 pounds. So I would tell people, I went through a depression and I put on a lot of weight and I'm, trying to get it off. And I was saying this story, this truth, what I thought was my truth, to someone, and realized, no, at some point you've got to say that story doesn't apply anymore. And the fact is, that was 2 years ago. The story doesn't apply today. That happened 2 years ago. So that's another lie I've told myself. I'm fat because of the depression. Do you want to know why I'm fat? I'm going to tell you. I'm fat because I do not move my ass. I work at a desk job. I tell myself, another little story, I tell myself I'm walking to the furthest bathroom to get in my steps. Truth be told, sometimes I'm walking to that furthest bathroom because it's close to the cafeteria. I can swing through and see if anybody's left any free goodies. Truth. Does that help me? No. Truth. I should probably get up earlier and get in 30 minutes in the mornings. But do I? No, because I want to sleep in bed, and I am fat because I don't move my body. I come from a family of diabetics. My brother's diabetic. My grandparents, my family members, these people I love more than anything, and I watch them eat themselves into morbid obesity. I'm talking 400, 500, 600 pounds. And accepting it as okay. And I know that they're cutting their life short. And here I am. Yeah, I'm only 237.4. But for most of my life, I have been somewhere in the 170, 180 range, which is still kind of heavy. But I blame it on having big tatas. So I'm putting it out there. I'm the same as everybody else. I tell myself stories to make myself feel better. I give 1,000,001 reasons why I'm not where I want to be. And the fact is, it all comes down to me. The choices I make and the choices I don't make. Because by not making a choice, you're making a choice. So I'm done beating myself up. I gained a pound from last week. That's done and gone. Today is a new week. I know this week is going to be difficult. I know this because my son has to cram 11 chapters of algebra second semester into 1 week. And that's on him. But I'm going to be helping him. So, in addition to spending most of my evenings cramming and doing algebra and teaching him algebra, I need to do stuff for myself because I'm not coming back here next Monday and having another gain on the scale. So, and you want to know one of the things that really set me off? the other day I was with my niece and my youngest future stepdaughter, and my niece said, "Aunt Amy, you can do cartwheels, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I used to be a cheerleader. I used to do cartwheels, handsprings, the whole thing." And I tried to do a cartwheel, and I couldn't get my legs up enough because of my fat around my stomach, my fat around my ass. I couldn't support the weight on my wrist, and I actually heard my wrist crack, and I had to like drop because I thought I hurt my wrist. I can't even do a cartwheel, something I used to take for granted. That really sucked. So I'm putting it out there. I mentioned earlier I put together a spreadsheet. I will post an image at the end of this to show you what it looks like. If you're interested in getting a copy of that spreadsheet to input your own information or modify it how you want, comment below, send a link. I need to get back into work, but I'm putting it out there and telling you the stories I tell myself so that I stop telling them. I need to be more truthful and get moving my body. Moving my body is going to make a big difference. So I think next week I'm going to do a video, kind of tell you my journey, my life, my history with weight loss and weight gain, and some more stories I tell myself. So be truthful to yourself. Take time for yourself. Love yourself. I will see you next week.